Let's just get to the move that I wanted to get to. Josh, it's for you. I find this really interesting, frankly. You bought Reddit. You want to tell us why you did that? I mean, the stock surged after earnings last week. They did turn their first ever profit. But take me behind this trade. Why'd you do this?
So I definitely did not buy this stock cheap, and my ultimate goal is to build a position here, and I think I'll be able to do so for the most part, closer to 100. So I took a very small position in the stock, and I am counting on there being enough volatility where I'll be able to get bigger over time. But Reddit just reported something last week that was absolutely explosive, and I don't think enough people in the market fully appreciate what's happening here with this company. It was only their third quarter as a publicly traded company. It's not in the S&P 500. It was a company that was expected to lose $7 million. They ended up earning like $30 million, a surprise profit. And a lot about the situation reminds me of Facebook in late 2012, early 2013. Facebook had a terrible IPO. For people that don't remember, it came public at like 42, fell to 15 within 2 quarters of having come public. And there was a huge open question about whether or not they would be able to make the transition from desktop to mobile. It sounds hilarious now. It's like the biggest mobile app on earth, but like that was a serious concern. With Reddit, basically they came out of the gates. It was a little bit of a wonky time to go public. They were one of the first companies out in the reopen of IPOs. They tried to give a whole bunch of stock to their users, which I found admirable. And people just really didn't pay much attention. It was worth $11 billion. It was just not on people's radar. When you look at what they are saying to Wall Street about the state of their business now, you see those parallels. Active user growth year over year was 47%. Find me a publicly traded company that can say anything even close to that. 40% of the traffic is originating from Google. When you search for almost anything now in Google, you're getting Reddit as a top 1, 2, or 3 result. In addition, they just made the change to how they consider their users the way that we saw Facebook do back in the day. They now are reporting logged in users and non-logged in users who are hitting the site from a third party. And when you add those 2 metrics together, it's 96 million DAUs, daily average users. That's the only number that matters in advertising, and they are absolutely on fire. So I think there's 2 ways to make money here. Number one, it's an advertising platform that is benefiting from the chaos of Twitter or X or whatever we call it. People are leaving there and going to Reddit to be in touch with their interests and other people who are like-minded, and they don't want to see politics all day long. Number 2, there's a data play. They have a deal with OpenAI. They have a deal with Google. There will be more deals to come. None of these are exclusive, where they are selling their data to the LLMs that want to train their models using 20 years of user-generated content from all over the world. Last thing, because of AI, they are now able to translate all of this huge history of posts that they have from English to languages all over the world, literally overnight, which opens up an international audience that could see Reddit doubling and tripling its revenue once the ad revenue kicks in from that effort. So I'm very interested to stay in the name and learn more and add to the position as I go. I don't think I bought it cheap today, but that's not the point. I think I've established a foothold in a company that is on the verge of becoming a much bigger platform over the next 3 to 5 years.
Okay, good stuff.